When you mess with brain chemistry, the bill always comes due. Joe Rogan and Duncan Trussell swap war stories about benzodiazepines, and Duncan shares the moment he learned just how dangerous cold turkey withdrawal can really be.
You're fucking happy till you're not, till you fucking come down. I got addicted to Xanax. It was fucking horrible, man. I went on tour in Australia. My dad had given me these sleeping pills that were the best fucking sleeping pills of all time, Joe. And I'm so dumb, I didn't look in what was in it, you know? And then
there was Xanax in it.
There was a benzo in it. Now, someone else had given me benzos. Anyway, the point is, like, I didn't realize how many benzos I was taking. So
you're taking them every night to go to sleep?
And before a flight. And so I end up getting home. And, you know, I'm done with it. Like, I feel like one flew over the fucking cuckoo's nest. I'm like, I don't want to take this shit anymore. It's horrible. I feel gross. It's, like, awful. So I stopped taking it. And you're not supposed to do that when you're addicted to Xanax. So I stopped taking it. I'm standing in line at a pharmacy, not to get more Xanax, to get I don't know why it matters, Advil or something. So I'm standing in line, and all of a sudden I get this weird fucking headache. It feels like electricity is like, I don't know how to explain it, like my hand twitched or something. And I'm like, ugh, I just started feeling bad. Went home, got into bed, worst headache of my fucking life. I was closing my eyes. I was seeing like bad trip images and stuff. I couldn't sleep. And I'm thinking, you know, man, if you go take Xanax right now, I guarantee this headache's going to go away because this is some kind of withdrawal for sure. And I'm like, if I fucking go take Xanax, that's how you get addicted to Xanax. Is like, so I just wrote it out, white knuckled it.
Oh my God.
Dude, it was.
And you didn't know you're not supposed to do that?
I did not care. I think it hurt. I think I just realized, like, I don't think I knew you could die. I think I just, in my mind, I was like, and I don't think I was close to, I don't think I was, I mean, the people who die, they're like just drinking glasses of fucking Xanax every
But you
day.
know from your experience, the grip.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not just, I mean, like, with a lot of things, vaping, like the basic little addictions, coffee, you know what I mean? Like, coffee's a rough one, though. Generally, though, you don't get, like, a sledgehammer effect when you stop it. You know, you just feel irritable. You feel a little, but yeah, with Xanax, with the opiates, the opioids. Well,
they say that Xanax and alcohol are the only ones that can actually kill you if you get off of them too quick.
Yeah, delirium tremens, right? With alcohol, you see spiders and shit. You have the worst trip of your fucking life. And this is why people, like, can't quit, because they could die. And then, you know, also, I mean, I think you got to kind of look at civilization, society, modern society, and, like, think about, like, well, why are people taking these opioids? You know what I mean? It's not like everyone who gets addicted to fucking pills is some kind of miscreant junkie. In fact, most of them are really good people. They kind of feel like whatever this shit is, reality, life, minus the drugs, is sort of a raw deal. You know what I mean? They're kind of like, why? Why do I need to be sober in, like, according to your definition of sober? You know, a lot of people, they're like, here's what sober is. And they're not even fucking sober. They're on coffee. They smoke cigarettes. They're on pharmaceutical medications. But yeah, I think probably a lot of people who are on pills, as awful as they are, and man, I'll tell you, man, I'm very close to someone who's like related to someone, and it's the worst, who has a opioid addict in their
scary.
Dude, it is awful. It's a wrecking ball to families. It destroys families. It just in a way, it's like the way it fucks up the family unit is so crazy. You can only compare it to demon possession. It's like, this used to be your brother. This used to be your son. It's a thing now that if it can, it's going to steal your wallet. It's going to break into your house. It's going to, like, wreck your car. But it looks like the person that you love. But it keeps lying and robbing and doing awful shit. Dude, it fucks up families, not just like direct families. It goes out and ripples. So when you see 70,000 people died of opioid overdoses, that's just the people who died. You're not seeing like all the people who are close to death or the Walking Dead and the way that's like impacting families, and there's shame attached to it. So people don't talk about it. People don't know what to do. The state isn't sophisticated enough to step in and deal with it. Man, it's so fucking depressing. It's very depressing. It's so horrible. It really is. It's like, it's a fucking plague. I mean, I know so many people who've been like just ruined by it, and I'm sure you do too, man.
100%. I know many people that have been ruined by it, and we know that it all came from pharmaceutical companies lying.
That cold turkey danger is real, but sometimes the body sends a different alarm. For Joey Diaz, it was his heart pounding so hard he could see it through his chest, and a nurse in a pre-op room who finally told him why.
When the Xanax finally, what I realized when I got to Jersey that year, I got to Jersey August 9th or something, on your August something. 2 days after I got to Jersey, I had something like a weird mild heart attack. My heart didn't stop pounding. And that was because the Xanax turned on me. I didn't realize that till I went to the knee surgery. And one of the assistants caught it because I couldn't sleep, and they tried to give me something to sleep, and the chick goes, you're withdrawing.
Oh, from benzos.
She goes, you're withdrawing naturally. That's why your heartbeat's going up. That's why you're fucked up.
It's very dangerous for
so
those.
Then she told me you have to flip it. So I had to read a journal about this, about transitioning. You just can't quit. You can't quit alcohol, and you can't quit benzos.
Yeah.
You could die. So what I had to do was take whatever I was eating, which was 8 of those things a day, and work myself backwards.
How long did it take you?
6 months.
Wow.
Work myself backwards. But
Jordan Peterson was fucked up for a year.
Dog, it fucks with your central nervous system. You don't have no idea what life is till your central nervous system is fucked with. Forget cocaine, forget all that shit. And I've done it all.
How's it fuck with you?
Your heart constantly beats. I'm talking constantly. You could be watching TV and you could see it.
Jesus.
You know how scary that is? You could fucking see it.
So your body's just freaking out that it doesn't have it in the system.
Freaking out. I had to go on comm support. I had to change my diet.
So even the 6 month slowly transitioning off, even that was rough?
Oh.
Really?
Because I had to break them into 2 parts, the Xanax. So I would get up in the morning, eat breakfast, work out, and then pop a Xanax. And then go the whole day. I'm going to tell you why I did 6 months. I would go the whole day without a Xanax and then pop one at night and deal with it, just to help me go to sleep. But that whole time, I would go to the pool every day. I would put my feet in the grass and try to, just get me back, because it was central nervous system shit. A lot of tea.
So you just felt off.
Oh, you feel awful. Awful.
How was it fucking with your comedy?
I wasn't doing comedy. The pandemic.
Oh, that's
I was just getting back into it. It was just starting to open up. I went and did a parking lot. I did it was outdoor comedy.
Yeah.
Rich Voss told me to go fucking do a parking lot. Me, him, and Jimmy. Oh my God, there were fucking bats, right? When it was like in a mall outside of Jersey. There's a little stage, and you could see the bats flapping behind the comics and shit. And I told Rich the next way, Rich, what's with all those bats? He goes, fuck that. I did a gig last week. There was a bear behind us. He goes, I jumped right off the fucking stage.
Jesus Christ.
Those places in northern Jersey.
Jersey's
Everybody's
got a
doing
lot
those
of bears.
outdoor shows. So when I
Wow.
was going through all this, I used to just sit on my bed on my hands and look straight. That's all I could do all day. You couldn't really keep a conversation. I remember Ari came down once. I couldn't wait for him to fucking leave.
That's normal though, right?
No, that's my brother. That's my brother. I was happy. He brought the dog and the girlfriend.
Of course,
I
I'm
took him
kidding.
to Chinese food. It was great, but I couldn't wait. I couldn't keep eye contact. I couldn't fucking do much. And I always noticed that after I took the pill, that feeling would start again. So when I went to the gym in the morning and did all that shit, I was fine. Once I took that Xanax, I felt like shit. And once I took that nighttime Xanax, I felt like shit. And I cut down, what's that called? when you cut back. You trim a little.
What was that called? Regression? No. Regression doses? I don't know. What would it be called?
I forget. You have to cut off. You have to shave.
I know what it is.
Yeah,
just
I can't.
This weed is fucking.
You have to shave the pill a little bit. And that's what I did. And then I realized one day,
tapering.
I got myself. What's the doctor under the doctor?
A nurse?
No, a doctor. They call them something.
Whatever.
They can give you prescriptions, but they're not really a doctor.
Okay.
I signed up with one of those, and she put me on this plan, like just what to eat and do all that stuff. And one day I called and I said, "Listen, man, I got a funny feeling that every time I take these pills, it makes me feel worse." And she goes, "Why?" I go, "Because when I go to the gym, I'm feeling great. I go in there, I'm talking with people, I'm feeling great." And she goes, "What are you saying?" I go, "I'm going to stop taking them. Because I take clonidine already for blood pressure, and that stops strokes." So I go, "I'm just going to stop doing it." And I stopped. I never took a Xanax again.
Wow.
And that was it. But I will never eat one of the withdrawal. The withdrawal was horrible, Joe. Jesus. I won't wish that on anybody.
Well, that's what Jordan was saying. He had no idea how
you
bad
have
it
no
was.
But the danger isn't just the withdrawal. It's what the drug does to your baseline. Joe and Duncan dig into the rebound anxiety that makes Xanax a trap long before anyone tries to quit.
Breaks. If you heard someone like, "Hey, I'm going to go take a cocaine break. Do you mind?" You're like, "Well, you got a fucking problem."
Well, how about the fact that they're taking Xanax to go to sleep and then they get drunk on the weekends?
Well, yeah, you add on top of it, they're getting drunk, they're taking Xanax and
Xanax
pills.
is very popular nowadays. It's very popular.
I understand why.
Have you done it?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's awesome. You just like go to instantaneous, like an instant relaxed. I'll try to think of a description of it. Okay, think about a night when you've had a really good show and you wake up the next morning and you're laying in bed, you've had a good sleep, you're not hungover, and that dawning realization, like, man, that was a good show last night, but you're still relaxed and laying in bed, and you're like,
That's what a Xanax does for
you? Oh,
you?
yeah, it's like the opposite of any kind of anxiety or any kind of like tightening up you might have. It gets rid of that. But I've noticed that there's a bit of a residual effect with it. It's not a clean drug, at least it hasn't been for me, where like a couple of days after you take it, you feel kind of greasy and weird. And when I've taken Xanax, I've gotten the hiccups, which is really strange.
The hiccups?
Yeah, I'll start like having like Xanax hiccups.
The way I've heard it described is that it alleviates a lot of your anxiety, but then it's almost like a rubber band. It like snaps back and gives you more anxiety than you had before. My friend who takes it, he tells me he takes it almost every day, and he really can't get along without it. He needs it like for anxiety. He tells me when he gets off of it, he gets really freaked out.
And once you're in that trap, getting out can feel like your mind is being torn apart. Jordan Peterson found that out the hard way. His withdrawal was so brutal, it made him question everything he knew about mental health.
This is true.
So
you were asking me what it was like.
What is it like to be you? Like, what is it like to? And then I know you've gone through a lot of shit. And this latest thing with getting off of the benzodiazepine, that to me was a real shocker. Because first of all, I had no idea that you were taking it. And then to find out that it's that difficult to get off of, and then to hear from other people that have tried to get off of it how difficult it is, and then to realize how many people around me have an issue with that stuff. Xanax is a motherfucker. And I didn't know what a motherfucker it was until I talked to a friend who is a counselor at a drug rehab center, where he was saying that is one of the ways that people get locked back into drinking and doing drugs, is a psychiatrist will prescribe Xanax. And sober people who get on Xanax all of a sudden start drinking. He said it's super common. He said that it's one of the most difficult drugs to get off of. He said, and this is something.
Dr. Carl Hart is a Columbia University psychology professor and drug policy expert who advocates for science-based drug laws and harm reduction.
That Dr. Carl Hart, who's I love him to death. He's brilliant. He speaks so openly and honestly about drugs, and the guy's a professor at Columbia. He said that there's 2 drugs that will kill you when you get off of them. He goes, it's alcohol and benzodiazepine. Those are the 2 that if you just quit, you'll fucking die. And
or you wish you would.
Meanwhile, they're handing those things out like Tic Tacs.
Yeah. Well, they were regarded as a safe substitute for barbiturates, and you could easily overdose on barbiturates, especially with alcohol.
Well, when did they know? When was it in the literature, the difficulty of detoxing yourself from these?
Very recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And when did they start being handed out?
20 years ago.
Fuck.
More.
So what happened? People just stayed on them?
Often.
I have one good friend that takes it every day and takes it oftentimes with alcohol, which I know you're absolutely not supposed to do. There's not a damn thing I can do about it. This is a friend that I love to death, and I put my hands up and I go, there's nothing I can do. And he's been on it for more than 10 years.
Yeah, well, I started taking them because I was ill.
Yeah.
And they helped because I couldn't sleep. Well, I couldn't sleep
way?
at all. I don't know. I still really don't know what happened to me.
You couldn't sleep, and so an anti-anxiety medication. Do you think that this is one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. This is why I brought up the fame thing. How much of the pressure of being attacked by all these different people and having these people write these horrible articles about you, and I know you read that stuff, which is different from me. I don't read stuff about me, and I think that's helped me tremendously. And that, like, my gauge of how I deal with people is, like I said,
Tucker Carlson doesn't read things about him either.
You can tell. You can tell by the way he communicates. He seems free. There's a burden that people carry around when they read things about themselves. Like Eric Weinstein has that burden sometimes. When people read.
Yeah, well, part of the reason. So did I read things about me? Well, yeah, but that wasn't what was stressful exactly, although it was.
It's
what
a
was
multitude
stressful
of things.
when I first I've had a history of depression, and that runs in my family, and that's probably stems back for me right to the time when I was a kid. And I think when I really got sick in 2016, it was partly a manifestation of that. But at the time, my job was threatened, like actually.
Right. Yeah.
And my clinical practice was threatened. And the Canadian Revenue Agency was after me all at the same time. And they were after me because of a mistake they had made, which they admitted 3 months later. And the college was after me because of a vindictive client who came after me with a pack of lies, but because they were so... And basically I emerged from that unscathed, but that was by no means obvious that was going to be the case. I was accused of sexual misconduct. And the evidence? When I was dealing with this client, I would turn my wedding ring around.
You'd spin it?
Well, I play with it.
Right. And that was sexual misconduct?
Yeah, well, to her it was a signal of some dark underlying desire that was polluting our therapeutic relationship.
I've been doing that with you the whole conversation.
Yeah.
I have this silicone wedding ring.
Yeah, well, I'm going to report. I'd report you if you had
in there.
Yeah, exactly.
I do that all the time.
Yes, well, there you go.
Bad?
It's really bad. And if there was a college that governed the behavior of reprobates like you, I would definitely report. No, don't do that. That's terrible.
I stretch it out.
No, that's it's Freudian to the extreme. Although I don't know what turning it means.
How could stretching a silicone wedding band be Freudian?
Well, you're putting your finger in the little hole.
Rubber.
You're making,
Fuck kind of vaginas you're dealing with.
Rubber is, that's got... Anyways, we don't have to go there.
So
what if you wanted the side effects on purpose? Tom Segura tells Joe about a friend who saw Xanax not as a trap, but as a weight loss tool. And the reasoning is so backwards, it might just work if you ignore the obvious danger.
Meals. He has a skinny formula, which is
what?
Yeah, he goes, well, you want to be skinny? I'm like, yeah. He goes, what you do is you drink, you take a Xanax.
What?
Yeah. He's like, you sleep all, and then you wake up skinny because you haven't eaten in like 15 hours. I'm like, yeah, you could just be awake and not eat.
What a bizarre way of handling it.
Yeah, it's just his mind, man.
Oh God, such a kid. Thank God he's a cop.
Sometimes the drug doesn't find you through a prescription or a party. It finds you through a nightmare. Steve-O was just trying to get some sleep in Africa when he made a trade that would sound insane to anyone else.
I go to Africa, but I'm scared of malaria.
So funny. I used to dump out my malaria pills and fill up the bottle with Xanax.
What?
Yeah.
You weren't worried about malaria?
Nah, cool, because the malaria pills give you like
The malaria prophylaxis drug mefloquine, Lariam, is known to cause vivid nightmares and other neuropsychiatric side effects in some users.
terrible nightmares or
Yeah, I heard.
you
You
know.
get crazy hallucinations.
Yeah, like I didn't like the experience of malaria pills. So
What did it do for you? Gave you nightmares?
Yeah, it gave me fucked up nightmares if I remember right. I didn't. And I was like, oh well, I can bring tons of pills and just put them in the wrong bottle.
Steve-O's Xanax arrived in a nightmare. Dom Irrera's was an appointment with existential dread. He spun that dread into a bit about the finite nature of something we don't usually count, and the punchline lands with a cold, hard truth.
It's moderation, Joseph.
So your Xanax thing, it puts you, you were saying at the beginning of the podcast, it puts you like in a level state?
Yeah.
Is there any downside to it?
Yeah, drowsiness.
Drowsiness. But the drowsiness probably calms you down, makes you like maybe a little bit more hilarious.
Yeah, I don't get nervous for the stage. I get nervous for just being. You know,
The existential angst of being, or like were you worried about mortality, worried about death, or just
I'm not,
an
I'm not hip,
unnamed thing?
I'm not hip on it, you know. I mean, I was writing a stupid joke about we have to have a finite number of loads left.
Right.
And, you know, and that we have enough jizz to shoot a load. And I was thinking, it's kind of sad but interesting. Like, I wonder how many loads I have left.
Well, it's a matter of how much your body needs. I would imagine if you spit in a bucket, your body would be forced to produce more spit because you're constantly spitting.
Yeah.
You know, like if you decided, okay, today is April, whatever the fuck it is,
13th.
2016. For the next 30 years, I'm trying to see how much spit I can do in my spare time. So I'm going to get a vat. I'm going to dig a hole in my backyard and have some glass makers make this gigantic vat. And I'm going to lift up a lid and I'm going to spit in it every day. And I'm going to try to fill that glass up before I die. Can you imagine?
I knew I could get a good answer out of you.
If you did that, if you had just like the thing, like, you know, like the lid of a fucking hot tub, and you lift it up and there's like a 7-foot deep vat that's made out of glass, and you're just chucking loogies in there and closing it up every day, how much spit would you actually be able to create?
Prevent evaporation.
You would probably create life. Probably some new fucking organism would grow out of that thing and kill your fucking neighbors.
Joe, who cleans up a bit with spit? That's how I appreciate that. You took it to a classier level.
Yeah, spit. Oh, I would say cum. You could do it with cum too. But
Turning existential dread into a joke was Dom Irrera's move. Jon Ronson's anxiety had a different source: a book controversy that made flying terrifying, and a Xanax prescription right when the world was screaming at him.
she probably got unreasonably cocky because of that.
Exactly, yeah.
And she got on a plane, and so she's probably on Xanax and drinking, which is what a lot of people do when they get on planes. That's like a fucking, this lady was explaining to me she was like she was bragging about it. Like, give me a glass of wine and a Xanax, and I don't give a fuck about anything. It was hilarious. She was just talking, and I was like, I wonder how many people take Xanax and get on planes. And apparently, talking to people that take Xanax, it's super common. Like, they get anxiety, they're going to get on a long plane. And also sleeping pills. People take a lot of sleeping pills when they get on planes.
You know, speaking of Xanax, I was it's when all of this was happening to me, like when the New York Times, extract came out, and it was just so noisy. It's one of my noisiest stories ever. And the book came out, and it was incredibly noisy. And I went to the studio to do this video, like talking about my book, and the woman on before me was a doctor, and she was doing a video about her book, and she said, what's your book about? And I said, public shaming. She said, oh, did you read the piece in the New York Times about Justin Sacco? And I said, I wrote it. And she said, oh wow, God, you must be so happy. And I said, actually, I'm not happy. And she's
Jon Ronson's book, So You've Been Publicly Shamed, explored online shaming, sparking backlash and intense personal stress for the author.
said, why aren't you happy? And I said, because there's so much noise. And then she said, so what do you want? And I said, Xanax. And she just got out, she got out her pad and wrote me a prescription for like 60 Xanax, of which, by the way, I've had 1.5. I don't abuse my Xanax, but I thought, fuck, it's easy to get medication in this
It's
country.
very easy to get medication in the United States if you go to the right doctors, meaning go to any doctor.
Yeah.
Jon Ronson's terror was tied to a moment, but what Joe runs into next isn't about a crisis. It's about a woman who's made Xanax a permanent roommate, and the numbers that reveal just how many people are living that way.
Have a Xanax and a glass of wine. Ha, 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 ha.
Right.
Like, how many of you fuckers are on Xanax?
Right.
Some lady was at the comedy or at the improv the other night, and she was so comfortable heckling. She was in the front row. She's an older lady, and she was a little drunk. She was tipsy, but she was so comfortable heckling and chatting it up. And I go, let me guess. I go, you had a glass of wine and a Xanax. And she fucking got up and high-fived me.
Right.
She was laughing. Yes, 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 you're right. And I go, do you take that all the time? She's like, all the time. I can't get along without it. I'm like, whoa.
Well, wasn't there a stat? I remember this stat, and hopefully we can pull it. We're giving him too much work right
He's
now.
confused.
But there was
got a
a
lot of
stat
stats.
that like 50% of the country was on pharmaceutical, like some sort of like Xanax or
Yeah,
opioid, this
something.
or that or whatever, booze, and the other 50% was on, you know, pot or coke or this or that, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And so you're like, basically, you know what it reminded me? It reminded me of like Platoon, when Elias's dudes were all smoking pot and they were like the freaks, and then the other dudes were drinking whiskey and beer and whatever. And it's like, it's sort of like, those are your tribes. Like, oh, the freaks and the crazy guys were smoking the weed, and the good, you know, hardcore guy, you know, whatever his name was, the Tom Berenger character.
Yeah.
They were the wild turkey drinkers. But if you just look at it, you're like, well, everybody in the country, in some form or another, is taking something.
Right. Yeah. And if not, then they're going to AA meetings and smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee.
Yeah.
You know, that's really what's going
Yeah.
on, man.
Those permanent roommate arrangements don't happen by accident. Someone had to provide the keys. Joey Diaz was that guy, selling Xanax and Valium from the back of the comedy club, and the economics of it were as bent as the punchlines.
I'm asking.
Well, I'll tell you what happens with Xanax. I know for a fucking fact that nobody could tell me. When I first got into comedy, Joey Diaz's secrets of comedy. You ready?
Okay.
When I got into comedy, all these jerk-offs, you got to bring 5 people to a fucking show. I'm not asking nobody to come to a show. I just wait for Joe Rogan to call me and ask me who wants weed. You want weed? Meet me at the comedy club. Well, I got to meet you at the comedy club. Don't worry about it. Just meet me there. Next thing I got you paying 10 at the door. So I got into selling Xanax. There was a crazy guy in Boulder who had just gotten out of prison for murder, and his wife, I don't know, they were getting Xanaxes from a pharmacy. So I was getting Valiums, the V's, the one with the V's. You don't know anything
I
about
don't know
that
anything
world.
about it.
10 milligrams. You could sell those for $2 a piece. He was giving them to me for like a quarter. So when I first was an open micer, I was a Xanax salesman. But it always, because I got into a contest. So for me to win the contest, I had to have people there. So they would say, hey, when can we buy some Xanax? You got to meet me at the broker. So I would make all of them would come up to me and go, what the fuck's wrong with you? I just paid $10 to get in here. You got to take that off the price of the pills. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. I had such a high profit margin. It didn't really matter. So I would sell Xanax to people in the hundreds, 20s, 10s. Cokeheads loved those things. So what was I? I was a cokehead. I could eat 10 of those. Dog.
What does it do?
Knocks you the fuck out.
Like how?
Like you're gonna pass out. You could die like that. When people OD, that's what they eat. Fucking Xanax, and they fucking.
I thought it just relaxes you.
It relaxes you, but if you eat 50 of them, you're gonna die. And I was eating 50 of them.
You were eating 50 in a day?
Dog, I ate 30 of them in 3 days in Beaumont. It took me 5 days to recover. I told you, I OD'd in Beaumont, Texas in 2005.
Wow.
From eating 30 10-milligram Valiums.
Jesus, that's a lot.
The problem with that shit in me is, you ready? This is what I realized 20, 30 years. When I was an open mic, I was selling them. I was dating a chick that didn't get high. So for me to be around her, I would pop those Xanny bars, and I would be high. That'd be good enough for me. So I was used to popping like 6 of them. I had my tolerance up there, fucking high.
And why did you like it?
Because I would drink with them. I would drink like 1 or 2 drinks. You feel tremendous. That's it, just 1 or 2.
Like, how do you feel?
Like, fucked up. Fucked up. 2 drinks and a couple Xanny bars, you get fucked up. This is before the Xanny bars.
You're not supposed to drink on them, right?
No. No. But I would get fucked up at night. I'd do comedy and eat two Valiums and drink with the waitresses. I was an open micer guy.
Right.
You know, but the point to my story is that if you eat 10 milligrams of a Valium, 5 of it, your body utilizes 5 of it. The other 5 go into your fat, and your body holds on to it till it uses it again.
But not every Xanax story is about addiction or withdrawal. Sometimes it's just a casual prescription that unlocks the strangest tangents. That's where Jim Jefferies takes the conversation next, starting with Hollywood's pill problem and somehow ending up on Ricky Gervais and Little People.
Hard to go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
I had Xanax this week.
Yeah, Xanax. Dom Irrera went off about Xanax. He's been taking it for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
he's talking about it on his
and he likes
podcast. I don't think so. Didn't sound like he liked it. Sounded like he needed it. Sounded like he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Saying. Yeah, no, I get completely what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on that stuff though. It's real common, you know. Strange.
Well, that's how Heath Ledger and all that. They reckon Heath Ledger never was a recreational drug taker at all.
Really?
But he just got really into like, I need my sleep.
Well, there's a lot of people
working on sets at long fucking days. You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Those movie star dudes. It seems like an easy life, but when you're on a set, you might have to work 16 hours in a day, and you have to put out all that energy. A lot of them get sick. A lot of them need B12 shots. You know? It's not easy, man. Especially when you're acting at that level. You know, that guy was a bad motherfucker.
He was a good actor.
Made out with a dude.
Yeah, well,
strong. They went at it strong.
Have you seen Jim Jefferies took Xanax to a strange comedic place? Now the conversation lands somewhere far more sinister. John McPhee steers it toward the drug's role in robberies and the primal fear of a spiked drink, where the dose isn't meant to calm, but to control.
I think it was Xanax. She piled a bunch of Xanax into his drink, and he was just out. Didn't know what the fuck happened. Came to the club afterwards. He was like all fucked up. Came to the comedy club. He's a comedian, Hans Kim. Shout out to Hans. Hilarious guy. So he's like, something happened. I don't know what happened. We're like, hey, man, go get tested right now while it's still in your system. So he goes and gets his hair tested, and they found that there was roofies in him.
Damn.
Whatever,
I didn't even know you
Xanax.
could be tested.
Yeah, you could be tested. Yeah.
Oh shit!
But there's like a time period. If you test hair, it'll like last a little longer. And I think he waited a day, so they had to test hair. But within a certain time period, they can test you and find out what it is. And they said, "Did you take any Xanax?" He's like, "No." And like, you have a lot of Xanax in your system, and apparently that's one of the things that they give people to rob them.
Xanax, alprazolam, is a benzodiazepine that can cause sedation and amnesia. It is sometimes slipped into drinks to incapacitate victims for robbery.
Dang, does it cause a hangover?
I'm sure. It's got to.
I mean, if you're gonna drug
anything
me,
that's gonna whack you out.
Drug me. If you're gonna rob me, like, I just want to say this to the world: if you're gonna fucking rob me, like, give me the non-hangover shit. You're getting my shit anyway.
But what is the non-hangover shit?
Fuck, I don't know. Whatever that shit is. You know more about drugs than me. I was in the army my whole life.
I don't think it exists.
Damn it, Joe.
I think it's prescription stuff or GHB. I know a lot of people give people GHB.
I've heard of that.
That just gets you like, you don't know what the fuck's going on.
I've heard of that.
I've heard of people getting roofied that way. If I was a woman, I'd be fucking terrified to accept a drink from anybody.
Fuck.
Dudes I've talked to so many ladies that have had their alcohol drugged by someone. Women go to bars, they keep their fucking hand over their drink all the time, even when they're turning around and looking away, because they just never know. Some guy just dropped something in there real quick. Next thing you know, you're going home with them. You don't even know where you are.
The spiked drink terror is about losing control to someone else, but the warning Bert hears from a doctor is about losing it to your own biology, and the stakes are your life.
Again, he's a big fan of yours, but he told me, I said something about Xanax, and he goes, hey man, I'm your doctor, don't ever fucking take those things. I was like, really? He goes, this is the leading cause of dementia. Do not take fucking Xanax.
Xanax is the leading
So
cause
he told
of
me,
dementia?
he was like, by the way, I apologize, doctor, can I give you a shout out? And he's like, that's not my exact words, Bert. God damn it.
Yeah, you might have fucked that up. We might want to delete that.
No, he said your brain, it turns your brain to mush.
Well, it's definitely not good for your brain. It's one of the most dangerous drugs to get off.
Oh, they won't admit you to rehab if you're on benzos.
Right.
Like we took a friend to rehab one time, and the one question they asked, have you taken a benzo in the last 24 hours? And he was like, yeah. And they're like, nope, can't take you. They don't want to deal with it. It is so dangerous to get off benzos.
Yeah, it's one of the. There's only a few things that people die if they get addicted to, and then you cut them off. One of them is alcohol. You know.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. If
I think you have to drink. You have to drink like when you wake up.
Oh yeah, you have to be a complete drunk, and somehow or another your body shifts into surviving drinking alcohol all the time. You're killing yourself for sure, but your body relies on it. I forget what the mechanism is, but there's an actual mechanism. There's some sort of a shift when your body's got so much alcohol, and then when you get off alcohol entirely, you can die.
Oh, you have a stroke.
I don't know what the cause of death is, but I know that benzos is another drug that does that. When you get off of it, you can die.
A doctor warned Bert about his own biology. Now the conversation zeroes in on the one thing that makes Xanax exponentially deadlier, and the memory of a fallen comedian who proved the math.
How great it is to have a Xanax and a glass of wine. Just a Xanax and a glass of wine. She's looking at me like, right? A Xanax and a glass. I'm like, I don't know.
It's dangerous, man.
I don't know.
It's dangerous. How Giraldo went out is a Xanax.
Really?
Why would you ever listen to me? But yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. In the same way, Doug Stanhope is who I go to when I have problems. Like when Heath Ledger died, both Stanhope and I both were on the internet going like, hold on, what was how much Ambien did he have and how much Xanax did he have? Because these are real for people who take Xanax. You need to know. But from what I understand, Greg, I don't even know if I want to talk like this because I like Greg a lot and I don't want to sound like a guy that's
just
celebrating.
Google it. Google what Greg Giraldo died of.
Well, his toxicology report's going to be a little bit of everything. I'm certain because I think he was partying at the time.
Well, he definitely liked pills. I mean, he had an issue.
I think, yeah. I feel weird talking about Greg because I really genuinely liked him and he was very sweet to me.
He was a great guy.
He was a fantastic
guy. It doesn't
guy.
take away from the fact that he had an issue with pills.
He definitely
doesn't
did.
mean he wasn't a great guy.
I know, but
a lot of great people have issues with pills.
I say this then as
Greg Giraldo was a stand-up comedian and roast master who died in 2010 from an accidental overdose of prescription drugs, including Xanax and alcohol.
a warning and using Greg's legacy as a warning.
Look, it's not a bad thing to say. It killed him. I mean, I think it's a good thing to bring up.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, the whole reason I don't fuck with Xanax at all is because of Greg. Because from what I understand, he was coming off partying. He was in a hotel room. He wanted to sleep. He took Xanax, and with Xanax, sometimes when you use it, and I've used it a bunch in the past, you build up a tolerance, and then you stop using it, and it feels like shit when you stop using it. Benzos are the worst. They won't even admit you to rehab if you're on benzos.
Really?
Yeah. I have a buddy who couldn't go to rehab because he was on benzos. And you stop using it, and then the second you stop using it, you get sick, and you could die. You could have a stroke. But then when you go back to using it again, your tolerance goes back. So you can take back to 0.5 milligram, and you feel it again. But from what I understand, Greg used what he used to use, and it had its way with him.
Oh, wait.
I could be totally wrong, and I hope I am. I hope whatever. I love Greg. I really genuinely love Greg.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying something that everybody knew. You know, it's like Patrice dying of diabetes. It's not a bad thing if you say that Patrice didn't take care of his health, because he didn't. You know, it's just a fact. It doesn't make him any less of an awesome guy. You know.
Thanks for watching this compilation from the Podcast Zone. Subscribe for more curated podcast clips and compilations.